got some data inspired about data about Lumudi. But anyway, my part is another way of sharing to you what is really the new trend. Why real estate today in pandemics, some people are thriving and some people, some organizations are not. Okay, so I would like to share to you our company and our forecast on what happened to the industry. In fact, I've been doing trainings for the past 30 years all over the world. I'm in technology. Just recently, for the last 13 years, I become a broker. So I incorporate technology to real estate. And that's the reason in April, we created the first real estate school. And people are asking questions that how did we break records in April, May, and June? Because for the past 10 years doing real estate, that was my #1 sales. So I would like to share to you the presentation of Filipino Homes. So at least everybody will get to know Filipino Homes, what are our service. Okay, so this is our slide. Okay, so good morning, everyone. So marketing into the new normal, pivoting onto digital platforms. Okay, so I'm Tonton Leuterio. I'm a graduate of computer science, and I'm also a broker. I've been doing trainings, seminars, more on technology. So I would like to share to you a presentation that I had way back 2017. Some of them I will be incorporating it, so you will know the story, what happened. Especially here in the Philippines, most of the developers are really struggling on marketing their projects, marketing their brand. So I have this topic, okay? I talked during the boot camp in Los Angeles with the realtors. And they've been asking me, how did I sold 600 houses in just one day? So I've been telling them, Filipino Homes has just been so ready for the past 10 years. 10 years ago, I created a software that will help agents and developers partner together, complement together to sell their projects very fast. So I had this slide and I just want to share to you. This is an old slide, but this is very useful today. Okay, so people don't go on the internet. They live there. Yeah, correct. We actually now in the internet, 99% of our time for the past 6 months are now always on our mobile, computer, everything. Okay, so these are the statistics. Okay, so we are really moving forward. And this presentation, believe it or not, was way back 2017. Okay, so I'm just sharing you because it's happening now. So I've been talking to them that in the future, you will buy and sell house to an online real estate company. And that's what happened with Filipino Homes. Thousands of houses we sold. And they were, most of the developers were so shocked. How did we sold out 2 towers in Cagayan de Oro in just 1 month? So, but they don't know the real story. Most of the developers, they don't know the real story on how Filipinos can take advantage, how the developers can take advantage of Filipino Homes, diba? So I already discussed this, that over the past decade, real estate and its business models have already been substantially influenced by online market. And this was in 2017. And I did a presentation with this last year that e-commerce, all the developers must really partner with companies that are ready for e-commerce, online search, and multi-listing service, because not all the developers can have sustainable projects. So if you are developing condominium, developing house subdivision, and that subdivision have only 600 units, and you have to develop another 600 units in the next 2 years. So why do you have to invest in technology? So what they do, they partner with Filipino Homes and they use our infrastructure. Okay, so again, as technology and innovation in real estate continue to evolve, one thing is certain. So real estate is long overdue. And it is just now because Filipinos is just so ready to really capture, because we already prepared our agents to be digitally ready. But we never expected that it will happen last April. We prepared our agents in the next 3 years. But since preparation is the best part to any business, and we are just so happy. And I am also sad with some of the real estate company that they didn't make it. And some even complain, Filipino Homes sold out the project and we didn't take advantage. And that's the reason why we are now expanding in Luzon, partner with Boss RJ Ledesma and Boss Andy Manyalak, and also Edwin Calamba, that will be helping so many developers. So Filipino Homes is really for the developers. Because if you talk about selling, you need somebody to close. And that's why we really train agents, brokers to be the best closer. So real estate online brands will dominate. And people are asking, so why is it that you get so many buyers, Mr. Leuterio? Because we market our brand, Filipino Homes abroad. We didn't market here in the Philippines. That's the reason we are not known here in Luzon, because our brand, Filipino Homes, is actually advertised all over the world. Because most of the buyers today is 80 to 90% are OFW, people who are foreigners. So we focus outside. We don't focus on local market, because the local market, we can just stop our warm market. Okay, so again, since I am so excited to really help the industry, real estate, so I founded the company. We call it PropTech Philippines. Okay, nobody knows this, but last year we launched this, and honestly speaking, a lot of people, this is my first meeting with all the programmers, are asking, why did you create PropTech? PropTech is an organization where we gather all great minds on technology, creating software for the developers, for the real estate company. So PropTech now, yesterday I have a meeting with the #1 school in technology, ACT, Congressman Avellinosa, that we will be gathering all the geniuses of actually programming. So because this is the trend, whether you like it or not, the trend will be more on technology. So we will be creating more software technologies to the agents, okay? Because we don't want to disable the agents, because we are also helping the country. In order to help the country, you have to generate the jobs. And in order to generate jobs, you have to recruit salespersons, brokers, and you'll just have to tie up with the good developer, okay? So every year I've been attending this. This is the biggest conference, 260 C++, all owners, founders of all real estate technology company converge. Okay, so I'm so happy. I'm one of them. In fact, there's only 3 Filipino there. Hoopler was there, me, mostly technology based. And we gather, we share experience, what are the new things. So whatever new things, I bring back to the Philippines and I share this to the developers, okay? So luckily, in 2020, I was one of the speakers. So there's about 15 speakers, 260 delegates, attendees, and one of the speakers is a Filipino. And I'm just so happy because they have seen the future of Filipino homes, and it's so disruptive, where we are disrupting using human beings. So meaning we use technology and help generate more jobs. That's the difference between a portal and Filipino Homes. Okay, so we are both. Okay, so that's the story. So I talk about the success of Filipino Homes, how we help so many developers, and later you're gonna see how many developers I sold billions and billions every year. And most of them are so happy because we develop the most ethical technology digital agents in the country today. So there is a question. Many real estate developers are great builders, correct? Who are try to outdo each other and hire the best. Imagine this one. This is what happened. This is what is lacking today in the Philippines. Most of the developers, they hire the best architect, they hire the best engineer, they hire the best designers, and they hire the best planners. But they forget 90% of the thing that will really generate sales for them, the best marketing group. They forget that. That's the problem today. And if you go to Singapore, you go to US, most of them are partner with a big real estate company that will help the whole industry into one. So Filipino Homes don't disrupt the real estate market, but help the real estate market generate job, create opportunity. So all brokers and agents will still have income. Then the developers will just look for a portal or any technology company and do the selling. But the question is, who do the closing? Still, Filipino Homes is the one who will be doing the closing. There must be human during closing. Okay, so I hope everybody understand that there is a missing link. You have to hire the best marketing technology company in the Philippines. Okay, so developers today need to partner with a digital real estate company. And I'm not saying Filipino Homes, but honestly speaking, we are growing, especially in Luzon. We have about 100 realty companies joining now, joining forces. And we will be having thousands of brokers who will be joining us in the future to help the country, to help the developers too. So the future of real estate marketing is customer focused. Now, how do you develop that? You have to develop that human intervention. Somebody have to close to deliver the closing, the sales, the trust. So because most of the buyers, they always ask, oh, I want to buy your real estate property, but do you have an agent that will take care of me? Do you have an agent that will service my apartment? Do you have an agent that will service my condo, clean my condo, who will help me during my arrival? So you still need agents, you still need brokers. That's the reason, one of the missing link today of all the developers, why most of their projects are not selling, because it never tapped a good marketing guy that will really give them advice. So what happened is the evolution of digital is already changing. So we have to train agents who are customer focused, digitally prepared, and agent that will transform the business. So this is where Filipino Homes comes in, okay? So I'll just give you a housing trend, and I hope you have to take picture with this, because this is based on our 36,000 buyers that we did a survey. Okay, so this is the housing trends today. Okay, so if you look at the story today, millennials are on the rise. Whatever you say, it is the next big thing. In fact, the millennials now, that is where we are now focused. That's why we are the biggest organization today in the whole world. In Instagram, we develop what we call real estate influencer, because in the next 3 years, marketing will change. It will be market by influencers. Okay? You look at the influencers now. Every time they post, they will be paid 1 million, 2 million. It's changing. Before, you go to TV, you go to an advertising company. But today, people are pushed by, products are pushed by people today. So what we did with Filipino Homes, we developed each agents to become social media influencers. That's the advantage of what we do, okay, with Filipinos, because we train them. We in fact have a group chat that all the thousands of agents now are following what are the best practices of digital marketing today. So our company invested, because we invested maybe about 300 million in digital transformation. So we invested a web portal that will connect developers to the right buyer. Imagine that one. So the developers now will not invest, will not pay, because our services are free. All you have to do is just pay when, commissions is just always be there, right? So what we do, we give the developers our portal. They will use that. Then we will connect that to our agents, and agents connect that to the right buyers. So these are the agents of our, these are the superstars of our company. So today, the future are digital agents, agents who are equipped on capturing 2,000 buyers per agent. In fact, this is what happened now. Every agent now have 2,000 spheres of clients. So imagine if you have 3,000 and they have 2,000 spheres of influence. Imagine the impact of a project, diba? So that's the reason when we marketed last COVID, the pandemic in April and May, we sold out the Cebulan Master Condo. And they were so shocked because nobody can go out. We sold, in 1 month, I sold 2 billion just for one developer. So why did I develop this? I developed this because I want to help the country. I want to help the agents. I want to help also the brokers. So that's the reason most of the agents and the developer. So that's the reason a lot of people are so happy because everybody are happy. Okay? The country is happy, the BIR is happy, and everybody have jobs. Okay? Because sometimes there's a technology that you will eliminate jobs, and that's why I become a speaker in the property portal because they love it. And they even called me the real estate rock star. And I was so shocked. Why did you call me real estate rock star? Mr. Leuterio, we love this strategy. We love this system. And it's the first time that they saw, and it was born in the Philippines. I'm just so happy to share it to them. Okay. So how do we do this? So Filipino Homes is the largest comprehensive property solution. Okay, so what we do, we created a website, so many websites that will help agents to become so techy, so adaptable to today's situation. So this is one of our app. Okay, I'll give you an idea how high-tech is this one. So the app chat with the agents and the buyers right away. So if the agent is pushing the project of a developer, right away they can chat. So this is the first time I invented this one. I designed this. I'm a programmer, by the way. So everybody can use this. Brokers can use this. Salespersons can use this. And it's so easy to really close because it's like an Uber that instead of hiring a taxi, you can go to real estate company, then that's Filipino Homes. Then you can see that there's so many messages in the chat. And the beauty with this one, the first time in the whole world that you can group message per city. So this is a proprietary software. I did this because I want to help so many developers. So what we do is, example, if you're a developer in Manila, I have 100 agents in Manila, and there's a new project in Manila. I will just group message that there's a new project, everything, and automatically all the Manila agents will receive it in their app instantly. First ever in the Philippines. And I'm just so proud it's made in the Philippines. All are made in the Philippines. So why are we doing this? To stay competitive in a changing landscape, to send information very, very fast, and to reduce time and be effective in sending out information. And this is one of the problem of the developers today. Okay, so we are just solving this for them because instead the developer creates a marketing group, we will be the one who will partner with them. Because imagine if you create a marketing group, they don't know what to do, they cannot motivate, they cannot train, they don't have software, so it will be double whammy, diba? So why not hire Filipino Homes or a realty then to do your job? Because at the end of the day, what is very important is sales. And we deliver the sales as long as the developer understands that your project must be marketable. Okay, so why do developers choose Filipino Homes? It's managed by a group of seasoned professionals, one-stop shop. So we have cleaning company, we have car services, we have repair services. So imagine if you partner with Filipino Homes, we have condo fix, you need fix, we have, you need cleaning, we have. So this is a one-stop solution where all of the buyers today need Buyers need service. That's the most important after service. So you cannot automate real estate. You have to create an experience. That is the most important. So what will Filipino Homes do for you? Market analysis, we do that. Recruit brokers and build focus team, each developer, help them obtain agents, conduct trainings. This is the problem. Most of the developers, they hired a marketing staff. They cannot do training. They don't know their experience. They don't know real estate. So why do you have to have a headache hiring people? At the end of the day, when your project is sold, you just kick them out. So you just stop Filipino Homes, and we are here to help you forever. That's the nice thing with our company. And we also hold motivational events. This is one of the prime movers of today's, because people needs recognition, and all the in-house staff cannot do motivation. So our company do motivation. We do that for the developer, and we do monthly recognitions to everybody. So what we do is, this is our, in a nutshell, we have 50 branches. So you don't have to open, you have to invest the offices because we have office already. So you just use Filipino Homes, talk to the agents, brokers, because we got so many partners. And that's it. We can just be partner and sell your project. And imagine the 2,000 sphere of influence every agent. That is the most powerful, because most of our agents have connections already, that they already build relationship. And that is what we call trust. The trust factor cannot be automated. So how would you like if hundreds of brokers and thousands of agents will help you sell your units? This is our team. This is during our awarding. Every year we do that. And you cannot join if you don't have 1 million income in the first year. So these are superstars. And I am now coaching them because everything has been changing already into digital. So we have a group now, we call it Digital and Social Media Organization, and everybody are welcome, okay, because I want to help the country. So I'm happy to share to you, these are the developers that we are number one all over the Philippines, selling projects in any category. Some are we're number one in Davao, number one in Iloilo. So we are a top realty for this developer. So the big questions now is, are you ready? Are you ready to transform your marketing organization? So I would like to thank you and stay safe, everyone. Welcome to Filipino Homes.
Again, thank you so much, Boss Anthony Leuterio of Filipino Homes. And just to clarify, some people are just asking. So, in your platform, it's free to join the platform. Is that right, for the developers?
Yes. Yeah, it's free.
Okay. So later on, we'll get back to you again, and then I will ask more questions to both yourself and to Ken also as well, as to how they can participate in the platform, and how is the specific process as to how it works, especially if they don't have any online teams right now. How can they work together with your organization? Let's tackle those questions in just a bit. If you've got questions as to how, if you want to sign up again with Ken Stern and Remax, Lamudi, we've got people over there listening to you. Just write down your names over there in our comment box. At the same time, Boston, if there are developers who are interested to participate in your platform, who can they get in touch with?
Yeah, actually, if you're in Luzon, you can keep in touch with Boss RJ Ledesma, because he knows our system already. Because we want to actually categorize this all over the Philippines, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So there must be focus group for each of the developers. Okay, so we just help them. The most important is you just give us your profile, then we'll study it, then we'll give you advice, and we'll send you a letter on how we can move forward to do marketing.
Okay, so just in case, I'm putting my email address at the chat box for those people, especially the Luzon developers who are interested to work together with Filipino Homes. Just let me know, and we can pass on the word. And having said that, I really like this online Kapihan, because one of the opportunities, President Rosie, is now we can actually invite people from around the country to participate in our SHDA Kapihan. And this time around, I'm very happy to bring one of the trailblazing developers out of the Visayas, Cebu Land Masters, we have represented by Franco Soberano. And at the same time, he's not just in Visayas, he's all over Visayas and Mindanao, to share with us his own actual experience, to react to what he's worked with both Filipino Homes and Lamudi, both to success. But if you can share with us his online journey and how's he doing right now? Are you doing a combination of offline and online? And what are you doing right now to continue marketing your business during this new normal? Boss Franco of Cebu Land Masters, the floor is yours.
Hi, good afternoon again, everyone, and thank you to RJ. It's very difficult to follow up, to speak after Tonton because he's always a very excellent and motivational speaker. But as a start, allow me first to give my reaction to the presentations of Lamudi and Boss Tonton from Filipino Homes. Kenneth mentioned that there are growth in inquiries in Cebu, Cagayan, and Davao, and I can really confirm that. These markets have had relaxed or lighter quarantine restrictions, so there is a little more confidence. People are really understanding the value of home investment. So we've really seen a surge in not only inquiries, but in closing. So I'm sure I share this with several SHDA members and developers that we are running out of inventory, and it's a little longer to get necessary permits to build inventory or create new inventory. And it was very important to note from Kenneth's presentation that 36% of the buying interest is in the 450,000 to 3 million peso range. So I can also confirm that several of our sales are coming from that range. And these are the products that are requiring only up to 5,000 per month in equity payments. So that is a sweet spot because in pandemic, we prioritize, of course, our health, our food, but shelter easily comes next. And that 5,000 to 7,000 range is income we can allocate for that important need. So I wanted to point out how several opportunities are really available in the Visayas Mindanao. Mentioned that he sold 1,000 units in Cagayan. I believe that's our project called Customers, and it happened in May at the height of the ECQ. So that's a story I'll continue to share later. And lastly, Lamudi mentioned the importance of brand. So Cebu Land Masters has been around since 2003, but it's very important to establish a track record because online, it's so easy to check actual pictures, reviews, actual photos, and we're very conscious of that responsibility. It will be easier to market if the track record is excellent, and that is something we have to do, pandemic or not, right? There is really that commitment to improve our systems, improve our relationships, improve our customer service. And without confirming which, I think Kenneth presented company ABC. We are one of those companies, no? that Kenneth. Of course, then I'll react to Boston's presentation. What's amazing about Filipino Homes, I think we were there when we were both in the growing phase. I remember having coffee with Boston in 2011. I believe CLI was doing less than 1 billion of sales per year. Boston, that 11. Right now we're doing 1 to 2 billion of sales per month. So it's an amazing journey. But what's amazing with Filipino Homes is their global reach, and they don't take for granted the trust factor. You know, it's so easy to market, but it's easier if these are marketed by people they trust. And Tonton places a very important emphasis on the values, no? These brokers or sellers must be well equipped, well trained, and very transparent with their sellers, no? From our side, we are always listening to our marketing partners. We're always open-minded. So if Boston will tell us that it's too expensive or we have to support design it in a better way, we should listen because these marketers are 24 hours talking to their clients, no? And And what's good about Sibulan Masters, we also have our what we call our in-house sales support. Sibulan Masters has 0 sales agents. So we have over 50 people whose main job is to support our brokers. And of course, to also reach out to our clients. No? So just a little bit more about Sibulan Masters, just to provide a little bit of inspiration that we were also in the unknown. No? In March, April, our sales were very low. And Boston knows this, RJ knows this, that we pivoted. No, let's check out if there is confidence in the market, interest in the market. So we have this available inventory. How can we make it easier for buyers to own homes? So, for example, if we were requiring a down payment of 15%, why not let's require a down payment of 10%? Instead of spreading it out over 3 years, why don't we spread it out over 4 years? So that easily made the investment more affordable, no, to our buyers. So we made this possible, but at the same time, what we realized in a time of crisis is we have to also step up, no, as developers, no. We were there to support our brokers, our contractors, our suppliers. We remained active. We remained to release payments. We provided commissions. And I believe that support is what triggered the sales. No? So I remember from only doing, I think, 40 million in April. Wow. So we closed the quarter more than 4 billion in sales. So I think there is that ecosystem that we have to protect. And it starts, I think the developers are really very important in that role, no? Of supporting our partnerships, creating that support. So just for the digitalization, I like what Filipino Homes and Lamudi says, no? Digitalization is important because face-to-face is limited now, or there is still, it's important to take care of your health. But digitalization does not mean that there's no personalized service. No, it's not. It's digitalization, but it's still the personal way of dealing with your clients. So you use Facebook. It's not a robot. It's still a person, right? And now that we are, what did Boston said, 90% online. If there's an inquiry, let's reply quickly. No, if there's an inquiry, if there's a concern, let's act faster, because we are more connected now. So my digitalization is really a more personalized digitalization is what I wanted to. So as far as Sibulan Masters is concerned, how we've managed to improve is really making our information also more available. Of course, we have very updated website. We have a very regularly updated Facebook page. And what our in-house sales support has done is create chat groups with all our broker partners. And several updates are communicated there on a daily or hourly basis. And what we don't forget is also when our broker partners do the closing, we are there. No, I think that support of a tag team is always there, especially that it's a very delicate period now, and the more buyers are discerning of their investment. So we're just very happy to share that our sales actually might outperform last year. So it's even catching us by surprise, but I think it's that ability to make our products more affordable, work very hard to launch new projects. So Sibulan Masters is still able to launch 14 projects this year. We are a publicly listed company, so we said we're supposed to launch 23 projects, but because of the pandemic, let's launch 14. And it's also about us developers really finding a way, no? Kasi I think the priority of government, of course, is our health, but the economy has to come back. Homes are still needed. And as far as Vismin is concerned, a report by a real estate provider said that there is still a backlog of 6.8 million homes in the whole country. 2.8 million in the Vismin, particularly in the economic segment. So we have a responsibility here, and there are definitely opportunities, is what I can communicate. So thanks again to our main speakers. You are also always, you're doing us a very good service, Kenneth and Boston. So thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Boss Franklin. And please do stay around. No? I mean, there are a couple more questions, I guess, from others as to how to get the ball rolling for some of them. Because, I mean, this is still an area where they haven't explored too much, as to how to build a team. Do you build like you're talking about, you just have in-house sales support, but you don't have an actual team of sales team going around. And how do they transition to that one? I guess it's a very key question. And for the smaller developers who are not quite there, they also want to understand better, maybe the step-by-step process, which they might need help on. But we'll get back to that in a bit. And with that, I'd like to welcome another developer as well from Manila, but he's also had developments in Iloilo and Davao as well, if I'm not mistaken. Formerly from Pro Friends, he set up his own company. And it's doing very successful right now. I'd like to welcome Cesar Wee of Wee Community Developers for his reaction to both the presentation of Ken and Boss Tonton.
Hi, RJ. Thank you. I'll just share a few things about myself. So when I started in the real estate industry, it was in the late 1990s when I graduated from college. So it was, again, right smack into the global recession, Asian downturn that time. So it was very hard. So syempre, moving forward, inisip ko, how do we prevent this from happening in the future? As early as the late 90s, iniisip ko na yun. So this is maybe this more a combination of a reaction and maybe some tips, RJ, for our developers here. Again, my company is not as big as Cebulan Master. We just started our company in 2008, but just a brief background. So I started working for my family in 1998. And then we had a project in QC. It failed miserably. So after that, I went to Pro Friends. I mentored with Jerry Choa for 5 years. So after that, I went back to the family business. We put up the W buildings in BGC. And then after that, I put up my own company, which is We Community Developers. I started it in 2008. In 2008, it was our sales were at 40 million annually. And last year, 2019 was our best year. We hit 5.5 billion nationwide. So when this pandemic happened, the first thing we did was we coordinated closely with our brokers, especially Boss Anthony. I remember first day of lockdown, we were talking to Boss Anthony. We actually launched a project online, and Boss Anthony, the night before, sabi niya, don't worry, kami bahala. We'll gather the troops. And true enough, the next day we had an online presentation for our newest launching project in Iloilo and Davao. I think Boss Anthony, right? And
yes,
then 450 people, 450 people.
Ano ba yun? NIPS ba yun?
450 people attended. And before that, obviously, in terms of online selling, it's really Boss Anthony. There's no one else in the Philippines. Given Filipino Homes. But what we did naman, we did something different. We concentrated on sales support. So basically, we talked to our brokers once. Secondly, we talked to our banks. We told them yung situation namin, our financial status. But most especially, we talked to our clients. Most of our clients lost their jobs. We asked them if they wanted to transfer to another project or to restructure their payments. So that's something we did in the start and continuing to do right now. Another thing we did is we improved our booking and counseling process. We made it online. Unlike before, it has to be face-to-face. We recruited more online brokers and we trained our traditional brokers to do it online. Traditional brokers namin before were really strong, but this year they're really struggling. But we work with our brokers like family, so what we know we share to them. As Boss Anthony would share everything he knows with us. Before we do projects, we consult with Boss Anthony. He tells us, "Oh, ito yung mag-work dito. This is the area we want to go to," and that's what we do. So it's not really the way na we're better than brokers or we're the developer, we're the boss. It's never like that for us. Yeah, with Filipino Homes, it's always been step one: talk to Filipino Homes and do and follow their lead. We also relaxed on some documentary requirements. I'm sure as developers, we're very strict with docs and things that we need for bank loans, but we relaxed on that. During the first few months of the lockdown, we also released commission. We continue releasing commissions. We front-ended some incentives. Like before, we would give 5,000 pesos for cash advance reservation, but we increased it to 10,000. Syempre, to help our brokers also have money to go around. We also developed an app for our project. We haven't done it for all projects, but we have an app for our project in Fairview. That's one. Secondly, we also tied up with Brookie. Brookie is an app. They will it's like an online chatbot. So for brokers, anytime they need information about the project, they go to their Brookie app and then they get all the information there. Another thing we did was we did virtual acceptance. So we take videos of the houses, the condo units, and then we show it to the buyers. And then eventually, when they're happy, they actually go there and check it out. So it limits the interaction because of the pandemic. So I think that's something developers should also look at. But I think something I learned from the late 90s was really in construction. We're in the development business. So it's really when you stop constructing, when you stop constructing, it's really a domino effect. Buyers will stop paying, people will panic. It's something you cannot control anymore. So that's something we really try to focus on. So when the government locked down on March, the next month when they allowed it to be when they allowed construction to continue, we were one of the first ones to continue construction. In fact, in our provincial projects, we turn over and fully construct maybe around 30 to 40 houses every month. So we were able to continue that even through the lockdown period. So it made our brokers more confident in selling our projects. It made our buyers confident na, okay, I'm paying you, but I can see my house is continuing to be built. So tuloy-tuloy. So that's really something I learned in the late 1990s. Sorry, I'm old. I always talk about the late 1990s. That's one. And then secondly, it's diversification. When my family had just one project in Quezon City noong 1997, 1998, we were not able to sell anything for 2 years because of the downturn in the economy. So after that, I realized it can't be just condos. We should have condos. We should have housing projects. We should have rental properties. So that's why my family were into a lot of commercial developments in BGC. That's purely rental. So it balances whatever a recession comes. So that's basically more or less what we did. Lastly, I would like to also share with people who don't know Filipino Homes. No? Tama si Boss Anthony. They're very strong in Visayas, Mindanao. When we heard about Boss Anthony before, again, he's a tech guy who does real estate, basically. But his grasp and the way he trains people is really very efficient. When we talk to them, it's really just really talking to peers, bouncing ideas. And we're so close to them that last year, if I can share Boss Anthony, last year we were with Boss Anthony in Australia for 10 days, 10 very fruitful days. They brought their family. We were there. We brought our families also with us. So it's a bonding, something that bonds you with your partner brokers. I think that's something developers should also realize. These brokers are not just sellers, they're really partners. And for the opportunities and the success stories that we have to thank them for it. Actually, this year, Boss Anthony, we were supposed to go to Europe, pero because of the pandemic, we couldn't go there. So next year, we're planning to double the length of time na nasa Europe kami, and hopefully double the amount of people that can join us. So it's really taking care of your people, taking care of your brokers, your partners, contractors, ganun. And I guess one thing also that we have as an advantage in real estate is we can continue doing construction projects because in construction sites, we can do it like a bubble, like the NBA, diba? They put everyone there, they make a bubble, no one can go out, no one can enter, diba? And then you continue in construction. So that's, I guess, something that we should be thankful for. It's an advantage that we have over maybe other industries. So yeah, that's that's it. Is that a reaction, RJ? Parang
Yeah,
maybe
I really enjoyed how it's. I like how both you and Franco are able to give a bigger and better picture of how this goes about. And right now, no, we're gonna open up things for an open forum, and please feel free to type in your questions there at the chat box. Just say if you like who you like to address it to, if it's to everybody or to a specific speaker. We would love to have it addressed, no. And let me just get the ball rolling for some questions, both to Franco and to Cesar. Now, as you can see, it's really a transition because it's really a mindset change for even smaller developers to move from going offline to online because they think it's as easy as does going online just mean magpo-post lang ako sa Facebook or sa Instagram or is that enough for me to do and I just rely on my old brokers because the other old brokers, I mean, they might be used to having word of mouth or networks which are all offline, diba? So what were the transitions that the organization had to make? Like you were saying, you both of you seem to have built in-house sales support rather than building your own teams. So how did you transition from doing your own sales team or marketing team, and slowly you were able to make shift towards becoming a just sales support and then building online brokers to help you grow the business? Maybe we can start with Franco.
Yeah. Thanks, RJ. Yeah, we've been doing sales support ever since. So our model has always been we do the support and we let our broker partners do their magic, no? Do their magic, do their thing. But sales support, because it's very important that it's very organized, no? Meaning the requirements, the project, the pricing, the terms are very well communicated. So our sales support team right now has done online PKS, no? Using Zoom or
PKS
whatever online.
Product knowledge seminar, diba?
Yeah,
Just to be
sorry,
clear.
yeah. PKS is product knowledge seminar, but instead of doing it face to face, we're now doing PKS online because we still have over 20 different projects that are available, no, for sale. So our sales support would provide that, and as Boss Tonton says, no, kasi we're in NBA finals, so dapat may closing, no, like a LeBron James or Anthony Davis, to close. So when they do the closing, like Boston's team, the supporting cast has to be there. So Sibulan Masters will process the documents, further even provide confirmation to the buyers themselves and to provide a list of any pending requirements. So it's just so what we do, RJ, because we have sites in 15 different cities, so we have a sales support team in every city. And that makes it easier because we have to collect documents or, of course, collect them online right now. We feel it's very effective so that we as developers can focus on really delivering the project. CLI is always very conscious on the delivery and making sure it's on time with quality and better than expected.
Can you break down? I hope you don't mind. No? I speak like a developer doing first time magsa-sales support.
Yeah, sure.
I want to go online. How do you break? Anong specific kumbaga sa sales support? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng sales support? What are the different areas of sales support to help support the broker function, the online broker function?
Yeah, sure. Just maybe two main divisions. Now, one is sales admin. So they take care of the documentation, the encoding, the buyer's data, and then we have the sales people. So they accompany the brokers in closing. So they would equip our brokers with the knowledge, with the product information, and will even accompany the broker to convince the buyers about the importance of the project or the value of the project.
So parang wingman,
So there's an admin and there's a
Wingman.
yeah,
Wingman,
right.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
right.
but that's
Wingman, yeah, right,
I think
right,
that's the correct word. That's the wingman. He's a support team while you're also going over there to talk to them. Before
right,
I turned the,
right.
before I asked Cesar the same question, I got this question here right now, which is very relevant, especially to your development. They're asking right now, sa CLI, Franco, how are you able to offer 90% payment scheme, yung 10% down on the 9% payment scheme if banks are, as a standard, only accept 80% of the selling price?
Oh, well, that's
Especially
the
right now.
interesting development, RJ. So banks are actually offering up to 90% now. So it's also maintaining that communication with the bank. So several banking partners, the big ones, the medium-sized one, are actually offering up to 90%,
Wow.
especially for and middle market. So for example, less than 2 million peso contract price, they can loan up to 2 million or 1.8. So this has been going on for the last 2 years, the 90% financing percentage.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Really great answer. Thanks so much, Franco. No? Cesar, same question to you. How did you start building the organization so that it's puro sales support ba yan, sir? You have no more in-house sales teams?
Sa amin, RJ, we also have an in-house sales team, but they're more focused on yung Metro Manila because yung nga, when we met Boss Anthony, they were just doing Visayas and Mindanao. So we had to form an in-house sales team for Manila. But I'll try to answer your question, RJ. So the things that I mentioned earlier, what we're doing right now, that doing it digital, like for clients to fill up their reservation agreements, we don't need the face-to-face interaction. We just send them the forms, they fill it out online. Someone is there to guide them through it. Again, these are things that tama si Boss Anthony. Si Boss Anthony was already thinking about this in 2017. We were also thinking about this mga 3 years ago na rin. And then thinking about parang how to do it more online, digital, not because we're expecting a pandemic, no, but it's something more efficient for us to do it. Again, with the traffic, RJ, diba, for a broker to go somewhere or for my credit and collection or docs people to go to the client or the client to go to our office, it's a lot of time wasted, diba? So you can do more accounts when you do it online. So maybe this pandemic, in a parang silver lining point of view, made us fast track all of these procedures for us. But again, it's something all developers should also try to accomplish. Not just because of the pandemic, just to make things more efficient.
What were just the main changes that you had to make to the organization to make it more, I guess, friendly to doing digital? Because I like that you were doing virtual tripping, these other things. But what were the key things that you were able to do sustainably to be able to move towards this direction?
It's really doing things online, like yung booking process namin, counseling. We never used to do counseling not face to face, diba? But now we have to do it online. We have the app. Yung app namin is something that replaces a flyer, and it really changes yung the need for you to go to our model unit there to look at the site, because the app has everything. It has a 3D version of our buildings. And again, we have buyers from all over the world. Sometimes they inquire at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. diba? So again, we got Brookie on board because again, they can answer these queries anytime of the day, diba? Yeah. So those are the major things that we did. But before the pandemic, we were already on the way there, RJ. It just so happened that again, this happened, and we just had to push it faster.
By the way, I think the people from Brookie are here right now. The people from Brookie are also right now. So if you're from Brookie, can you say hi? I know they said hi to me. I saw them earlier on coming on board. Please put your details there if you want some developers to get in touch with you as well. Cesar, just a question, just a follow-up question. Boston and I have encountered some developers who are very, very old school, even during this pandemic, who wanted physical documents to be brought there. So it was very difficult to do closings because they were a very traditional developer for economic socialized housing, that the closing did not happen because basically the documentation which they required was just a lot, and in physical form. How are you managing the documentary requirements that you're still able to accept and make sure that everything's still above board?
Are you talking in terms of us as a company accepting it or clients
I
accepting
guess
that it's
you accepting because the clients are glad to they're glad to pay you naman kaagad, di ba? But some developers they're more you can't I won't accept you until you give me all these documents in person or physically with a or with a notary,
Well, maybe I don't know if this is the right answer though. So again, our company also pivoted a little, meaning like for example, we have people doing events before, or we had people doing admin work that hindi na masyado kailangan because people 90% of our office doesn't go to work anymore. So what we did, we shifted them towards parang handling more of that. So in terms of documentation, yeah, we can always get Grab or have a driver get the actual forms and bring it to someone. We still do that, but still, again, it's not efficient. It's something that it's actually our plan B. So we actually just try to convince the clients to do it digitally. Wala eh. We can do it, of course. A client is still a client, but it's not the most efficient way to go.
Okay, thanks so much. Now I'd like to move the question both to Ken and to Boston. No, you know what I mean. For the people who are doing online marketing for the first time, they will say, and I hope you don't mind me saying this one. Why don't I just do my own Facebook posting? Why don't I just do my own Instagram posting? Why don't I just do my own website myself instead of spending money? Let's say spending money to hire services to do Facebook posting because I can do my own Facebook boost post, or I can put my own website and just hire my own people. If you don't, I know that sounds very crude, no, and very short, but then what's the value? If you can just discuss a bit more of the value added coming into this picture. What more are they doing for boost posting or for the other strategies online to get the clients? Ken, if you don't mind starting to answer that question.
Yeah. Sure, I can start. So I think the benefit of using a real estate specific platform is it's basically instant credibility for your development. If you're just posting on your personal Facebook page, a buyer who you haven't met before, maybe doesn't know who you are, may not inquire or ask questions because they just don't know your brand yet, or that you haven't had that experience in that space. So going onto a platform like Leuterio with a global presence, a bigger brand name, it's basically instant credibility that you're a reputable developer that they can trust. Aside from that, we do a lot of SEO, lead generation, customized services.
If you don't mind, no, for those, let's break it down for those who are not so savvy when it comes to internet, to the use of social media. What does SEO and the lead generation mean?
Well, basically SEO is search engine optimization. So when you type in, like, let's say houses for sale in Cavite, what pops up first, type of thing. In order to get higher on the page, you need more content. You need more links going to your website. So essentially, if you were a first-time marketer online, it's very, very difficult to get high in that search because of many big companies that have done it for so many years. So like a company like Leuterio that's been doing this for the last 6 years, it's, just because we've had so much content, so many listings for so long, it's very hard to get ahead of us. We're almost 10 times bigger than any of our competitors on any keywords in the entire Philippines. So to put yourself in that platform basically for a low cost adds credibility, adds basically instant SEO for your projects that you couldn't have done by yourself. It's almost impossible. So that's sort of the benefit of being in a specialized real estate platform, very targeted market with credibility. That's the basics of entering into the online space.
So sort of it's the reputation building which you're able to do at once. At the same time, reputation building and plus making sure that sort of like because you know the target market, because you've done your homework, you can already make sure that the search engines are optimized to see you better, especially if you work with somebody with Leuterio who's done their homework previously, and you're coming onto the platform.
Yeah, I guess in a super simple way to put it is, our objective is to find the right property for the right person. So for your developments, the right person's out there, you just haven't found them yet. They're probably coming to sites like us first and looking. So if you wanted to be exposed, that's probably where you're going to find the right person. Sort
of like you're the third party. You're helping provide credibility as a third party on another platform aside from your own platform, because you're singing your own praises in your own platform. So you need to take a look at something else. Okay. Now the next question over here, kay Boston, same question also for you. I mean, some people will just say, I can just I need to preserve my cash right now. I need to preserve my effort and resources. Why don't I just do Facebook boost posting or my own Instagram and Facebook, and and my own website? Why do I have to work with digital real estate agencies like yours?
Actually, most of the problems here is, are you going to be long-term or short-term? So if you're going to be short-term, you can do it in your own. But if you want to have long-term, then you have to really create value, create an app. So what we do with Filipino Homes is we have all the websites where we connect with the developers. In fact, it's the first website in the country that the developer is the one who will be updating our website. So it's very unique. So we have about 1,400 projects and 600 developers. So it will be very easy for the agents to find a property, because it's so easy to say that you can just boost. But the question, if you're a buyer, if you're boosting a property in Cavite, but when your buyer saw that and he wants a property in Bohol, what will happen? So it will spill over. It will be a waste. So what we do with Filipino Homes, we do cross-selling. We help each other so that client can be serviced properly. And if you want to really have a good career, especially for most of the agents, they have to really be long-term. And having long-term, you must have everything ready, from the developers, from inventories, from your brand, from events, from the staff. Like with Filipino Homes, we have 56 full-time staff who will be backing up with all of the agents and helping them on the documentation and also assisting them of events. So that's the reason most of the developers have less stress, because we're the one who do set up for the PKW, which is the new term today, product knowledge webinar, and also training. So we develop a new school. I don't know if you've seen, you know already this one, Boss RJ, you're the MC of the launching. We have what we call FIRE. So this is a continuous process. This is not a short-term business. Real estate is a long-term. All you have to do, create brand and build your reputation. And reputation is about service.
Okay. And then Ken and Boston, one more question really about the services that when they work with you. I hope you don't mind, Ken, we get a bit about the services, no? I'm very happy that you're offering a 50% discount on if they subscribe to the services of Lamudi. What exactly does that entail if they want to subscribe to your services?
Yeah. So if you have any very specific questions, we have Deb and Mark on the call actually who can answer that. You can message them directly, but in a very big overview of it. Yeah. For developers, we want to get your project seen by the right people. So we'll come up with a customized package that'll be tailored fit for you based on your location, your demographic, what channels you're focusing on, whether it's a high-end, mid-sector, low-end sector. We'll come up with a very specialized package based on that. And it's for a 6-month package. So we want to see the longer term effects of this. We want you to have, deals coming in right away. So you'll see the return on investment right away, but we want to work with you in a long-term partnership. So with the package that we're offering, basically we'll come up with content or sales or marketing strategies, and then get you on the online platform so that you can get exposure to those clients that you wouldn't have been able to reach before. So okay. That's basically what we can do. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Ken. And for you, Boston, do they have to pay anything to be part of Filipino Homes for the listings, or to be brokers to be carried by Filipino Homes, or to be developers carried by Filipino Homes?
All 100% free. Yeah.
It's all free.
And it's 100% free to join. And if there's a developer who wants to partner with us, there was a question here, what happened to their website if they will post in Filipino Homes? You got to actually avenues to be marketed. Your website is your brand. That is where you create your brand value. Our website connects with the agents that will sell your project. That is how it works. So, because the problem, most of the developers, they don't have marketing team, okay? And you need hundreds, thousands of marketing team to sell your project. So Filipino Homes is here to help them market their project, and that's the reason they have to put all the details to our website, so it will be connected to our agents so they can start selling the project.
Yeah. But what do they mean when they say it's free, Boston? What exactly is free? So that it's free for them to list on your site. It's free for you to market their properties. What do you do? I mean, maybe you have to go through the process of, okay, I am a developer like My City Homes. I'm there. What does Filipino Homes do for you?
So, like for the case of My City Homes, because we are actually still starting Luzon. Okay, so what we do is we're starting to build partnership with the brokers. So we have already 60 brokers. So we start to recruit salesperson. Then, if people are living in Cavite, since most of the project of My City Homes is in Cavite, then we're starting to build the Cavite. But it's not easy to build a sales force. We have to educate them. We have to motivate them. So what we do is, if they are so successful with My City Homes, like in the Cavite project, then we will just advise them to focus on My City Homes. That's just an example.
Okay. So if ever they join, it's a free platform that people can come to, which you market and help them sell their properties for them. There's a question for Ton of City Homes. Ton, how can you bring the same success story you accomplished in Vismin to Luzon, especially since Luzon has as many developers as Vismin or production? From what I know, 70% of the properties are here in Luzon, right? What are your specific plans now that Vismin inventories are fast being sold out?
Yeah, that's why we are now pivoting all our agents to understand the projects in Luzon. So what we do now, because
aside from
it's
RJ,
yeah, because
from RJ,
so because it's we're using technology now, we will inform all the Visayas and Mindanao agents if they're running out of inventory in that particular area, then they can start selling Luzon. And the agents in Luzon will be the one who will be taking care of the buyers, because our concept is, it's not just about digital. It's the concept of servicing. The buyer must have an agent. That's the most important, because the developer don't have the problem of having all those. They don't have the infrastructure to solve all the problems of the buyers. All they have to do is accept documentation, let them understand on the buyer's buying process. But the agents must build relationship that is long term, because we are really into long term. We're not into short term selling.
Thanks so much, Boss Tom. Even a good question just came in from Rossi as well over here. No, Ken, because many of these developers who are small to medium scale, their background really is construction. It's construction, and it's not really into, I guess, building what is the marketing image or what is my brand stand for. That's not really their strength. Am I here? Do we understand correctly that you as Lamudi can help them craft their marketing image or their brand image, and also do marketing at the same time?
Yeah, we want to help you out anywhere we can. So definitely want to get your brand noticed, get the right message across, get your products across as well. So our team at Lamudi is, like we said, we've got a full 360 approach. Everything from, promoting, journal entries and articles about your brand and the like. So we want to help you out anywhere we can to help get your property sold. And that really means getting the right people to see your property and coming up with a marketing campaign that's targeted towards that.
Thanks so much Thanks so much, Ken, for enlightening us. So again, if you look at our comments box, you will see the people from Lamudi offering assistance over there. They've given their contact information as well. From Yoli Acol, part of the Board of Governors of SHDA, to Boston Filipino Homes, will you require developers to endorse existing brokers to Filipino Homes, and do you require licensed brokers?
Yeah, we are happy to help them, because most of the brokers today are not yet adapting the new way of doing real estate. So what we do, we train them. We have a 1-month program that we will train all the brokers and also the salesperson under them, so they don't have the headache. Because most of the brokers today, I have a problem now with, I saw so many problems. So many brokers called me up. Mr. Leuterio, before I'm spending 80,000 in my office. I have staff, everything. But now I lose money.
So Boston stopped for you as well? I think he stopped for me.
Ano?
Or that could be me.
Boss, ikaw ang nag-lag, boss.
What happened?
Yeah, I mean, Boss Rosie, can you still hear me?
Yes, I
Okay
can.
pa rin, Boston. Okay pa rin. Si RJ nag-freeze.
Yeah, I think it's my signal's choppy.
Si Boss RJ pala.
RJ. Yeah. Okay na si RJ.
It's me who froze. It's me. It was me. It was me.
Yeah. So,
Keep on going, please. Keep on going.
yeah, so ano yung question, Boss RJ?
No, yung ano, over here lang, you can take a look at Boston. The question is, do you also require licensed brokers to join Filipino Homes?
Yeah, actually ngayon, ang dami ng mga licensed brokers nag-join because they want to make their stress, itapon na nila yung stress nila. Ang problema nila ngayon, ang gasto sa mga office and building staff and creating website, they don't have money. I mean, most of them sabi na to, wala na kaming pera, naubos na. So they just partner with the Filipino Homes, and Filipino Homes partner with the developer, ask good rates para we can compensate with all the expenses that we'll be spending also with Filipino Homes. So that's so simple.
Also to Boston from Rosie, no, for President Rosie, if your office and staff are in Cebu, will it be a hindrance in processing documentation, especially here in the, let's say, Luzon area? If I know you have a strong group there doing documentation, but how about here in Luzon?
Yeah, we are doing documentation all over the Philippines. So what we do when there is a sale, all the documentation, because everything is online, documentation is more on follow-up. Where's the documents? And all we have to do is just follow up. The most important is the follow-up. We have 8 people there in the documentation team who follow up every buyer that we close every day.
Okay.
Thanks so much. And here's a general question actually for all the 4 speakers. Now, some people are asking right now, what are you guys seeing right now for the end of 2020 moving to 2021 in terms of the challenges and opportunities of developers? I know that there are certain, like, I think, Ken, you can spot also as well, what are the opportunities that developers can get into, especially, if they're looking for areas to develop, sweet spots to develop. I know you discussed that in your presentation, but maybe if you can get into it a bit more. Same thing for Boston and both also for, I know, Franco and Cesar, I know that, there are opportunities. You can't take all the opportunities. I think there's so much that are abound. Maybe you can share also what you guys are seeing for the industry as a whole. Let's start with Ken.
Sure, I could start. So one of the things that we're definitely seeing is piggybacking off of the shift from millennials as renters to now millennials as buyers and catering to that mindset. And they really want, more space. They're usually starting a family around this time or this age. So they're really prioritizing more indoor space, but also nice communities, nice lifestyles. We are seeing a shift, like we said, from heavily BGC, Makati to now, Quezon City, even the provinces or the outskirts as well. So more space for more affordable prices. And I think the trend that in terms of price point, Franco mentioned it earlier, and Cesar, that affordability is important. So flexible paying terms for developers is crucial, but also being in the right price point for most of these starting families. I think that's an important thing to notice, that majority of our, we do have a high number of page views, people looking at high end, but not actually inquiring, just looking. The ones that are actually inquiring is more mid range and affordable. Those are the ones that are pushing the button to say, can you tell me more information? I'd like to see the property. That's the sort of the 450 to about 9 million range. Those are the majority of our clicks for leads, but people always want to dream. So we'll get a lot of, high end views, but not really inquiries. So that's the sort of sweet spot we've seen.
When you break it down, there was an earlier question I wasn't able to ask it, but when you look at the breakdown, are you seeing, so the bulk is from the 450 to the 3M, right? Do you see any further breakdown in that category?
That's the majority of the breakdown from there. From there, you can break it down into whether it's a house and lot or condo, whether it's going to be in a CBD or in the provincial areas. There's so many different data points we look at. But in terms of the price point, that's sort of the majority of 36% of our website is kind of in that category in terms of leads. So that's a large chunk of inquiries. That's hundreds of thousands of people, if not more. So we had, like I said before, we had about 7.5 million people looking at the website every month. So that's a lot of leads coming in at 36% in that in that one price point.
And then when you go to the 5 to 9 million, do you see is it 5 to 7, 7 to 9? Do you see any sort of where it skews towards, or is it safe to assume that the lower the price, the more the interest?
Yeah, I think that's probably a trend you can assume, is that, closer to the majority is going to be, more heavily viewed. We just kind of break it up into easy digestible segments. It's, we analyze thousands of data points to come up with our trends. So there's so many different things to consider, like, the size of a unit, the location, the terms of it, the developer credibility, all these different things factor into whether they're going to click inquire. But if you're just looking solely at price point, if you can kind of price within that range, I think you're on a good, you're kind of riding a trend. You're kind of reacting to what people are already doing.
Are there any particular areas which developers are not seeing right now? As there might be opportunities from your data points where you're seeing, it's good to develop here, or there, because there's a lot of inquiries in this specific area, but there isn't the right property developer there. Let's say it's either vacant or there's too much high end. There needs to be more mid-rise properties that they can develop in particular areas. Are you seeing anything, those opportunities, Ken?
Yeah, I think that if you look at just the growth in the provinces recently, I think that's sort of what people are looking at. They've kind of taken this pandemic as an opportunity to change lifestyle, change their investment strategy, perhaps look at, where they want to be, long term, and a lot of that is a shift towards the provinces. So I think that there's just a lack of there's a lot of vacant lots that people are looking for, but I think there's a lack of supply there in terms of ready to move in type of projects in the provinces. So people are inquiring about vacant lots just because there's lack of supply, I suppose, if you just kind of analyze that trend even further. And not everyone wants to build their own home, so I think a vacant lot is it's an opportunity for people, but I think there's still opportunity for nice developments in affordable at affordable prices in up and coming areas like the Visman area.
Boston, particularly, you're very conversant of the Vismin area. What are the opportunities and trends that you're seeing for developers? I know that we've talked in the past, and you were saying that there are other areas actually where developers have not yet touched, but you're getting so much inquiries for. Share with us a bit more what you think are going to be the trends and opportunities, particularly for the areas that you're familiar with.
Yeah, our organization has been talking. We have a group that we study markets like Tacloban. We have about 1,000 inquiries there, real buyers. Or Mock, we see, but every area have categories of type of property that we have to develop. Like Ormoc, you have to go economic housing, mid-low. So depends on the location. So Dumaguete is. We have seen condominium, so many inquiries in Dumaguete, condominium, like that. So depends on the location. That's the reason Filipino Homes, when they're gonna take advantage is they just have to ask our organization, Mr. Leuterio, is there a potential in Cagayan de Oro? What area? How much? Then we can give them the exact amount on what is the best price to start and what is the best monthly. Just like now, I have so many developers, I'm solving problems because there's so many RFO units today. And the problem is, their RFO units, you have to pay monthly in a bigger bulk of payments. Diba? So even if we adjust that from 1 year to pay or rent to own, still the buyers today are so conservative, honestly speaking. We have a hard time moving higher monthly payments. Even we are the best marketing group in the Philippines. But if your project is so high in monthly, we're talking about 30,000, 50,000 a month. It's so hard to sell, honestly speaking. So today, what is so attractive, 8,000, 10,000 a month, 12,000, maybe that's the peak one. So it's very important that you have to adjust also the payment scheme. And that's the reason we have a talk with the WeCom family, and they adjusted also their payment scheme. We have also Sibulan Master. In fact, Sibulan Master, when they adjusted that one, right away, all their project was sold out. Okay, so they're just so smart because they want to feel the market. So it's very important. If you're a developer, you have to feel the market today. Honestly, today is a different way to approach selling. So until now, I'm still studying how to advise developer because it's so crucial. Okay, today it's so risky.
Thanks so much. I want to just greet Dr. Mary Gauso, who's also listening to us and saying what a powerhouse event we are having here this afternoon. And President Rossi Chai just wants to say over here that the offer of Cesar and Franco from Cebulan Masos and Wicom, where the bank's offering 90% of loans at contract price. If you've got concerns, please feel free to speak to President Rossi or here. That's what our purpose here in SHDA is for. If you need help with the banks or with financing, we are aware of all the different offers that are being made, and they offer that directly to the national committee, and we're able to expand that and share that information with the other members. And if you're members and you need that information, we can always pass on that information to you. If you're not members just yet, but maghintay, sumali na kayo sa SHDA. We'd be happy to have you here on board.
Yes.
Now, for Franco and for Cesar, we'll start wrapping up things. No? But for Franco and Cesar, there's a very relevant question here right now from Chris Kalim. For developers, given that the pandemic intensified possible project delays or people not paying on time, what's a good enticing offer that we can give buyers and would-be buyers so that they can look past the delay of the turnover and not back out? And I also know that there's some people that they're backing out right now. What are you guys doing to remedy the situation at the same time? Sa mga nawalang trabaho, are you reselling their units? What are you guys doing? Let's start off with Franco. What are you doing right now to entice buyers to keep on buying despite this crisis?
Yeah, it's a very, very good and important question, RJ. And I believe Cesar touched on this earlier in his sharing, where it was very important for us to continue construction. Because if we stop, then the problems will multiply. So even in March, where possible, we were running at 50 to 100% of our workforce. And to encourage construction workers to stay in the sites, we even gave out of our own pockets allowances on top of what they were getting from their contractors. We gave rice, we gave extra allowances, because continuing construction, because the values of the homes are always going up, right? The values are always going up, and a completed home is always very important. So what we're working on as developers is really that, protecting the accounts. And as a listed company, we were able to report that less than 3% of our accounts became delinquent, meaning 97% of our accounts are active. So then for those who really needed help, let's be flexible, meaning let's explain to our buyers, why would you cancel your 1.5 million peso unit where it's already worth 2.5 million now? How can we help you? Can we give you, let's say, can you pay, instead of paying now, can we spread that over 6 months? So I think it's our role to protect the greater good. No, the greater good is always a saved account and a built home. Because that's it, RJ. No, I think we work internally on that. Na continue construction, working closely with our buyers, and we're able to preserve accounts and deliver the unit. So then the last message, I always say this in my webinars, where housing is really health. No, a home is the healthiest way to go. Owning a home, and we're very proud to report that because of our systems, the communicating with buyers, supporting buyers, less than 3% lang yung talaga nag-cancel, or even less than 2%. Yeah.
Really great news. Cesar, on your part, what have you guys been doing as well to make sure that, in this pandemic, I know you gave some really great advice, but for the other developers here right now, we're kind of struggling. They're not getting enough buyers, or the buyers are backing out because of the crisis. What are you guys doing right now?
Yeah, actually, that's a very good question. I'm happy to actually learn that other developers are doing it also, as Franco mentioned. No, as developers, we're not here to cancel accounts. We're here to build houses. So we have a revival program that we call all of the buyers that stopped paying, and then we actually talk to them, ask them about their situation. It's a bit tricky because, syempre, diba, a staff of ours will call them and ask them about intimate details about their finances, diba? So it's really a process of slowly parang getting to know them, talking to them, you can't ask directly parang oh ba't nawalan ka ng pera, diba? So you just parang there's a little bit of small talk. It takes quite of parang may konting lambing in a way But that's what we did. So we talked to them, we asked them about their problems financially, and then when they tell us about it, sabihin na nawalan sila ng trabaho or I won't be able to pay you for let's say 2 to 3 months, something like that. Yung strategy namin has been always parang we try to put them in another segment of that project that will be turned over later. So basically, if you're a buyer and you want to move in earlier, we'll move you to earlier phase of the project. Like for example, in our Mandaluyong project, we have 2 towers. So kung gusto mo yung turnover mo next year, we move you to Tower 1. If you're struggling financially, we move you to Tower 2. And the same thing is true for Iloilo and Davao for our projects. If yung clients namin, they have problems paying right now, they say, give me more time, sige, we'll shift them to another area of the project that will be turned over later. So basically, we talk to them, we adjust, and then we try to save the accounts.
Fantastic. Really great news from both. It's really refreshing to hear the perspectives of both Franco and Cesar with regard to how they're handling the situation. And with that, no, we're all enjoying the session, and it's been very insightful. As we start to wrap it up, maybe we can go back to Ken and to everybody, Ken, Boston, Franco, and Cesar, just for a few last words. No, I mean, right now, our industry is really also sort of grasping at straws. Some people have figured out the way, some are still figuring out the way, and sales and marketing is really what they have to look forward to. Maybe just your last pieces of advice for them as we move and navigate our business through the new normal. Ken.
Yeah. So thank you so much, RJ and Rosie, for having me today. It was a pleasure. I look forward to this long-term partnership and doing many, many more events and sharing with you as much information as we can to help out your community. It seems like SHDA is on the right track. You've got a great group of members here, so we'd like to continue to, give you as much as we can to help you guys be successful in the future. Just in closing. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, any of the data, any of the marketing strategies, contact us. The best time to go online was yesterday, if not 6 months ago. So the longer you wait, the harder it gets, and it's really where everyone is going now. So I can't stress it enough that it's a resource and an opportunity that if you're not already there, you should definitely take advantage of, because you're missing out on a lot of people who are looking to find their perfect home, which probably could be yours, just they haven't seen you yet. So contact us if you have any questions about getting started. We work with every developer, big and small, no matter where you're located. So we're happy to help you any way we can. And thank you again. And please, everyone, be safe and be well. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ken Stern, CEO of our good friends from Lamudi, Philippines. We look forward to growing our partnership together with you, Ken, over here in SHDA. And Boss Anthony Leuterio, Filipino Homes.
Yeah, Boss RJ. So first of all, I would like to thank SHDA. Thank you, Boss Rosie. Okay, and thank you to my very proud partner, Boss Franco and Boss Cesar. Okay, so we still have a long time to go, and to all the developers out there, my advice is you just have to keep moving. We have a great country. In fact, to tell you frankly, we are now #1 in the whole Asia. Okay, so we still have so many buyers. You look at the statistics today, the remittance already are coming up again. Okay, and #2, they got so many inquiries. Honestly speaking, real estate in the Philippines will take maybe another 20 years because this will be the third wave. The first wave, second wave was the second wave from 2016 to 2020. Then there will be another third wave. The third wave are the people who really value homes. And this is the nice thing because they understand that in this pandemic, they really need to have their own home. And a home, all the developers, you have your responsibility, get good property, ask for a great advice for a consultant in marketing, and bring the best price, the best monthly, because we have a problem now. The banks are already so strict on the foreigners, so we will focus on OFW. OFW is our actually savior here, and we're looking at 2 million buyers. And imagine we can only provide 150,000 units every year, especially today. But we have an opportunity. Real estate will be very big again by next year. So give us a project for Filipino Homes. God bless you all and more power.
Okay. And Boston, just if they need to contact you, how do they get in touch?
Yeah, you can just go to my Instagram, Ton Leuterio, my Facebook, and my number. Will I dictate my number?
Boss, you can just put it here on the chat box.
I just put my chat box. So you just, and also for Luzon, contact Boss RJ Desma because we're building Luzon. We're helping so many developers today. Visayas and Mindanao, we're running out of project. So I hope Boss Cesar and Boss Franco, let's wake up together. I'm here. We're losing ground. Okay, so God bless you. And I might be transferring to Boss Rossi now. Okay, so I'll go to Boss Rossi. Okay, so God bless you all. More power. Stay safe. Praying.
Thank you so much. Daghang salamat, Boston. And also from Cebu, Franco, final words for your fellow developers. Very inspired by your story right now. In Cebu Land Masters, how can you inspire developers a bit more?
Yeah, sure. I'm also inspired by all of you here, and to the, we have to protect the industry because the industry is here to stay and here to continue growing. We always say here, also with our chairman and founder, Joe Sobrano, that because it's a crisis, we even have to bring out our best. So we have to bring out our best digitally, customer service-wise, construction-wise, and every aspect. So it's also a nice opportunity to step back, improve our product, and at the end of the day, who will win? Our buyers, our homeowners will get even a better home than they dreamt of. So as Boston said, during the pandemic height, OFW buyers were actually on the went lower. So instead of 50-50, local, our OFW buyers were down to 20%. So towards the end of the year, as the economies abroad improve or the economies open, we're going to see that OFW come back very strongly. And that's why Boston is knocking on the doors every day because we still have, I think, 8 more projects to launch this year and almost there. So yeah, there is time, there is a lot of opportunity, my fellow developers, and yeah, as I said, by doing these improvements, our homeowners will benefit the most. So thank you, everyone.
Okay, thanks so much. Daghang salamat, Franco Soberano from Cebu.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. And closing us out, we've got Mr. Cesar Wee. What are your words of inspiration for your fellow developers?
So thank you, RJ, for inviting me here again. Ma'am Rosie, thank you. So I'd like to add again sa sinabi ni Ken earlier, parang sabi niya, our buyers now, our previous renters that want to buy, I want to add na parang, I think there's a lot of people who live with their families, who want their own homes, number one. And I think thirdly, I think buyers know that developers right now are giving good deals. Obviously, because of the pandemic, parang we're forced to make the terms easier or the terms lighter. So I guess that's something that developers can look forward to, that buyers are also still there, diba? As long as you, I guess, adjust your packages to fit their budgets, diba? Again, thank you, Boss Anthony. To all of the developers here, just a warning, when you work with Boss Anthony, you'll have a big problem. You'll run out of inventory. So just be sure you have enough inventory because si Boss Anthony will easily wipe it out in 2 months. We've been there, and it's always been Boss Anthony as our #1 seller. Thank you, Boss Anthony.
Thank you,
and Franco, thank you also, Franco, for sharing your insights. CLI is obviously our idols. We want to become like CLI. I've learned a lot from you also today, Franco. Thank you. Well, I guess to end, RJ, our company again is not that big, but again, I'm fortunate. Myself, my partner Carson Choa, we've been fortunate to have been trained under Pro Friends, under Boss Jerry Choa. And when we started our company in 2008, it was just me. And then eventually I partnered with Carson. I partnered with more people, with more landowners. Developing is not easy, #1. Selling is not easy. That was my first job in 1998. So I know Sellers are really important for our industry. But again, I'm lucky that I had a lot of mentors and I have a lot of good partners that were able to teach me. So for all of the SHDA members here, if you want to reach out, we can do a project together, or maybe just talk about problems. Your problems are also our problems. Maybe you've solved it better than us. So just contact me anytime.
Thanks so much. And we were just discussing with Maya over here. Maya saying maybe the next class we should have, guys, if you're all listening, maybe we can have a real estate development masterclass taught by the best in SHDA.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to learn from the best people
Yes.
like people from 8990, people from Pro Friends? What if each of them teach you the different process? If you would like that, please let us know in the comments box, because we're thinking of putting together a real estate development masterclass taught by
Yes.
SHDA developer veterans. If you'd like that, please let me know so we can put together the class. We will offer that already. Ayan, no? Maya, ang dami ngayon. No? So
Thank you, RJ. You heard it here
Jerry
first.
Chua to
Yes.
give that class, because he's taught so many
Fantastic.
he's taught so many people over
Already.
here in SHDA how to become developers.
Great
Imagine
idea.
if you have if Boston can teach you also how to do a great real estate marketing online class, and then Ken can teach you about how to how to create a brand that would be fantastic for all of us. And with that, Maya, I know that you've got a few words as well, Maya. Can you just
Yes.
please share you've got something to share with all of us here right now before
Well,
Rossi
first
gives
of
you
all,
closing
yes,
remarks?
thank you, RJ. Thank you for announcing our next series of webinars. I'd like to say a really, really, really big thank you so much to Ken, Boston, Franco, and Cesar. I learned an amazing amount today, and this is one of the great things I love about joining SHDA. I'm the little developer that can, and I'm just getting all the knowledge and information from all of you guys from our wonderful network. So I just want to read aloud. I'm not sure if Debbie can actually share screen. This is our way of saying thank you to our participants today. So let me just read aloud our virtual plaque. So in grateful recognition of the time, expertise, and insights you have shared with us today, we are making a donation in your name to the tablet program of City Homes and SHDA, which aims to provide 100 Samsung tablets to the school teachers and students of the Pasong
Fantastic.
Kawayan 2 Elementary School in General Trias, Cavite. So this is given today, the 30th of September, on the occasion of the SHDA Kapihan webinar, Sales and Marketing in the New Normal, Pivoting onto Digital Platforms. To our speakers, Anthony Leuterio of Filipino Homes, Kenneth Stern of Lamudi, Philippines, our reactors, Franco Soberano of Cebu Landmaster, Cesar Wee of WeCom, and our moderator, RJ Ledesma. So again, thank you so much to our 5 wonderful panelists who just really blew our minds open today. So I give it back to you, RJ.
Thanks so much. It was a really great session. I learned so much. I mean, I really speak a lot to Cesar and to Boston, and then Cesar, we get together sometimes. But this is always a great time to relearn things. I learned a lot from Ken, especially as well. And to the youngest of them all in this panel, Ma'am Rosie, our President Rosie, has learned so much. Sabi ko, magbukas na siya ng FB account para para alam niya kung ginagawa ni na Filipinos at ni na Lamudi online. But Rosie, any closing remarks, and maybe we can invite our non-SHDA members, developers to early participate in our activities.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for saying that I'm the youngest member here. I think I'm the oldest member. No? Kaya, that's the reason I can never catch up with anything that's digital. Okay, pardon me. But however, my dear speakers, Aton and where's Ken? I can see, and Ken, our reactors. No, please, not really reactors, but sharing experiences and boosting, encouraging all fellow developers, Cesar and Franco. And RJ, no, it's the first time that we will be giving a virtual token to you. Sorry na lang, we made the decision for you. You're not gonna be getting any tokens from us. However, for your generosity to help us with the CSR program in donating 100 tablets to a public school. All right, not only for the students but for the teachers. Now, thank you very much, our dear panelists. Now, I'd like to thank everybody. I've been reading all the messages. So many have congratulated SHDA. We cannot have done this without your your participation, without your support. So I'd like to throw back the congratulations to you, our dear developer friends, brokers, and agents who have signed up and joined us today. I received a number, as matter of as much as I can, I try to respond to 2 or 3 of them who wanted to join SHDA as members. So RJ, our dear speakers, now you brought down the house. You have really actually channeled across the message. The message is clear. We are not here, not teaching. We're not teaching. We're basically sharing. We're basically giving service to as many developers as possible. We all face the same pandemic situation. We all face an industry that is facing uncertain future. We're all in the same boat, and the only way we can really get to our destination is to help each other. So that's the main objective of SHDA. SHDA continues to commit, your organization continues to commit to work with. There was this person, RJ, you brought up her question about slowdown in project development, right? How she's asking for ideas on what kind of promos, how to entice the buyers to hang on, especially because production has slowed down. Thank you for Cesar and for Franco, who offered very, very viable suggestions. However, SHDA is trying to help. There are many reasons for project development slowdowns. It could be, one, financial, all right, could be manpower. For financial, we'd like to let you know that our Pag-ibig is very open. They have created a special 10 billion line to support developers whose role is to develop, right? Cesar and Franco, you made such great emphasis that you have to continue to construct. You need to continue to construct. But what about funds? You see, there's a slowdown of funds, slowdown in collection, and then again the moratorium from ECQ times, and then right now again a repetition in Bayanihan 2. Pag-ibig is there to help with their housing construction financing line. Now, so if you want to approach Pag-ibig, we can bring you to Pag-ibig. Just so that
Rosie, just to stress the importance, come to SHDA. We will help you. If you need help with Pag-ibig and distress, we will help you. Tutulungan namin kayo. Yan yung importante.
Yes. And this financing line, mind you, is for you to be able to construct even without a buyer. All right, even without a buyer, they know you need to construct. All right, and for manpower, for example, I know all developers. I don't know about you, Cesar and Franco. Most probably you are in better shape. But for a lot of small size developers, our contractors are running out on us. Why? Because their workers are being, our government's BBB program, they are actually competing against us. But we're happy that there are more construction workers who could get jobs. But for us housing developers, the end result is for contractors to come back with a higher award price. So that's affecting our labor as well. So we're working very closely with the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development. We're working with them to review the price ceiling for socialized housing, for economic housing. SHDA and OSHAP and REA are in this all together. We're helping. We need compliance. 20% of our business volume has to be in the form of socialized housing compliance. So we've been working very closely with DSUD for alternate options in terms of compliance, for price ceiling review, so that our socialized housing pricing can at least be more favorable, because the design standards have also been increased. All right, and we work closely with BOI. We actually got it. They will continue with their incentive program, their ITH. So again, be SHDA members. We will help you as far as BOI guidelines are concerned, how you can literally enjoy tax incentives, okay, for your projects. Any projects below 3 million, yes. Partner with SHDA, we're working, but we would also benefit if any one of you will also help us in our work. Besides, it benefits all developers, not just for SHDA board. No way. SHDA board members are here to serve you. All right. So what else should I say? Well, that's it.
Basta sama na kayo sa join SHDA, and then the next session we will have most probably will be the real estate development masterclass, and we can have one session for banking and finance.
Yes,
For
banking
people who
and
want to apply
finance.
for the incentives.
Uh-huh.
Hi, hello, and then for the incentives we can get pag-ibig, and we can get also some of the banks, especially the one asking about for 10%. 10 to 90% sa banko. We will have them here,
Yes.
so you can hear about them. They can, and if you're with SHDA, we can also have them speak to all of you, so you can apply with these banks right now, and also apply with Pag-ibig. We will help you here in SHDA. So thanks so much to Rosie. Thanks so much.
RJ, no, RJ, no, just last. With the SUD, we're also working closely with them, all the housing organizations, for easing up of the permitting processes. Okay, so support us. SHDA needs your support in how we can serve you better. All right, thank you, my dear speakers and not reactors, sharers of best experiences and best practices. We all learned a lot from you. Thank you, RJ.
Thank you so much. Before everything else, let's just do one group photo of everybody else. So just turn on your screens lang if you don't mind, guys. Just turn on your screens for the photo lang. Please turn on the screen. Cesar, Franco, everybody else, Boston, Ken, please turn on your screens. I'll take the pictures. I'll upload this one. Just wait a bit because we've got 11 screens to turn on. Take pictures of. So thanks so much for joining us. Just keep on smiling, please. Keep on smiling. Thanks so much to everybody for joining us from all over the country. And again, we invite you to become members of SHDA. And let us know in the comments box what topic you want us to cover next, so we can have them for SHDA next time around. I want to see Miss Mary, Dr. Gao. There we go. Make sure to get her picture as well. Hold on, please. Hold on. And again, please make sure to sign up with Lamudi and also with Filipino Homes. And just a few more. Hold on, please. Two more screens. And again, thank you so much to all of you. This has been RJ Ledesma, your host for today, and a very proud member and board governor of the Subdivision Housing Developers Association. We will get in touch with you for the next Kapihan. Again, on behalf of SHDA, maraming salamat ulit po kay Boston, Leuterio, Filipino Homes, Kenneth Stern of Lamudi Philippines, Cesar Wee of Wee Community Developers, and Franco Soberano of Cebulan Masters. Again, maraming salamat po, guys. Have a good afternoon. Take care. We will see you in our next Kapihan. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ton, Ken,
Thank you.
Cesar, and Franco.
Thank you to all the developers.
And Ton, so sell out mo na City Homes.
Yes.
O, alam ko, magbubuelo ka muna sa Luzon. Kayong dalaw ni
Ang pag-asa natin si Boss RJ lang.
Kaya nga si RJ.
Kaming bahala, Boss Rosie.
Cavite yan marami siyang Cavite.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Maya. Thank you. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.